everybody. My name is Ben. I am a second year neuroscience undergraduate and I'm going to be one of your DNA tutors, or whatever the technical term for us is. I guess we'll find out if that's right or not. If not, just enjoy me being wrong and an idiot. So I've been asked to sit here and have a talk with you for about 5-10 minutes and talk about myself, which is quite possibly the most horrifying thing anybody could ask me to do, but look, we'll try and get through it. It would do me a huge favour if you didn't watch this and just fast forward and just nodded and all that other stuff. And if you're still here, I'd like to say that I deeply resent you. No, not at all. I should actually talk about myself because, this is meaningful. I turn bright red, I get all shy. It's awful. I have to look at myself as I'm filming it. It's just horrifying. So I'll talk a little bit about myself. So I'm a mature student. So before coming to King's, I had a life. I finished my A-levels, and then I had a couple of years where I did some quite boring jobs. Worked as a barista, worked in a pub, deeply boring. And then I worked as a TA for about a year and a half, 2 years, round about that, give or take, something like that. And then following that, I decided to come to King's because honestly, I really enjoyed my time working as a TA, and I want to do some teaching. So that's that bit of my history. I find myself so boring, I've actually had to write down a list of interesting things to talk about for 5 minutes, and I am acutely aware that we're not even halfway. So, area of interest. So I'll talk a little bit about what particular bits of neuroscience interest me. So a lot of people, when they talk about neuroscience, they talk about the big picture, I want to understand the brain and the relationships between this and the neuroimaging, and they like, an MRI and pretty lights, and you can go, look, we're seeing increased activity. Not my thing at all. I am a deeply boring, it's probably unkind. I like looking at very small, nuanced, tiny little interactions on an incredibly sort of small scale. I know a lot of some of my fellow undergraduates, a couple of them who are on the programme with us and will be some of your other tutors, tend to like the bigger picture stuff. We have a difference of philosophy. On this, I like the really fine, small-grained, boring stuff. In particular, I'm interested in the role of things like glia and a lot of the supporting tissue within the brain and the central nervous system, and the role that can have on sort of disease and disease development. And I get quite a lot actually from developmental neuroscience because a lot of the techniques that I'm interested in examining and looking at, a lot of these techniques that I'm going to be using in some other stuff over the course of the summer, make use of things like stem cells and stuff that has a lot of technology that has its origins in sort of genetic techniques. And really, we first started investigating in the from this developmental perspective initially. So that's about that. What else am I meant to talk about? Got a little piece of paper to talk about myself. 3 things, that's how boring I am, and I've already done 2 of them. Hobbies and student experience-y stuff. This is the bit where, we talk and we say, walking on the beach and riding horses and reading books and, yeah, sure, I like that stuff, or whatever. Actually, I can't ride a horse and I hate beaches. But I like reading books. But I thought I'd give you a little bit of sort of what my life is like as a student, I guess, maybe. That's the kind of thing people find interesting. So I know lots of people will talk about societies and clubs and stuff that they've joined. And I've joined a couple of them. And not that I'm some grumpy antisocial type. I'm not. I've got a very, very close group of friends because we all work together to form a nice sort of agreeable little study group. Think Community or something, if you've ever watched that. And I think that's the defining part of the student experience for me, is this sort of small WhatsApp group, maybe 7 or 8 people, talking, revising, hanging out, having fun, all of that. I've got 20 seconds to pad. I'm trying to think if there's anything else remarkable or interesting about me at all. I don't think there is. My face has gone shockingly red over the course of this because the dread and fear of talking about myself. But it's okay. It's come to an end. Any of you that are watching this, I assure you I am far more personable in person. For example, I wouldn't come up with a sentence as terrible as that. And I really, really look forward to having a chat with, actual people and not just staring at myself on a computer screen. So I think that's it for me. I think that's probably quite an accurate description of myself, as in drowning in terror. But yeah, I look forward to meeting everybody, and yeah, see you soon.